Hey my lovers, this video is going to be a review of the Parkoo Erasable Gel Pens. These were sent to me by Parkoo for free. However, this will still be a honest review of these pens. And these pens are just your gel pens that you have that are erasable with heat. So you do not want to put these anywhere where your work will be hot, because then the ink will erase, and you don't want to use these on official documents because once again, if those official documents get hot, the ink might erase. However, if you are using these for your notes, then these are pretty good because these erase, and that is like a pencil, but they have the smoothness and colorfulness of a pen. So here is the set of pens. There are 10 pens in this set. I do believe they have 20 colors, and I do believe that they sell refills on their site, as this says that these pens are refillable and retractable, and they're also erasable. They have a 0.7mm tip, and they apparently write smoothly and erase cleanly. We'll see that later on in the video. And apparently they write for 885 feet or more than that, which is really cool because that's a lot. And they say that it's not recommended for signatures, and that if you get it hot, that it will disappear, which I already mentioned. However, if your ink does disappear, you can put it in a fridge and it will get cold and the ink will reappear, but anything that you erase would have also reappeared because, once again, these are erasable with heat and they come back with cold. And if these pens are also left in the heat, they will also get kind of disappear, so they won't work. So you'll just have to get these pens cold again and they should start working again. And yeah. So next up we have the body of the pen. So this has a grip on it, and the body of the pen matches the color of the ink inside and is translucent, and it says this rubber eraser, and that retracts by the clip on the side. And this is the pen nib, and the pen body says Parkoo it says Parkoo, and it also says erasable pen, and it's just an overall nice pen body. So now we have the swatches. So there are 10 colors, and out of the 10 colors, I do wish that they included a yellow. However, I do think that there's yellow in their 20 set, so maybe that's something to consider. But other than that, the color selection was pretty nice. I do like the colors that they gave. They were pretty solid colors, they were bold, and they all looked different from each other. And the colors themselves didn't skip, the pens didn't skip, and they didn't railroad, and they were really smooth. So these were definitely a pleasure to write with, and they wrote a pretty solid line. So I definitely liked these pens. So now I just wanted to show you how each of these pens erased close up. So I just wrote and drew a heart, and when you erase them, it does disappear and the ink does go clear, but you do see a little bit of the ink left. It's not like colored or anything, it's still there, so you can still see the writing if you look closely. It definitely shows up a lot stronger on camera than it does in person. In person, it's kind of hard to see, especially with the writing. With the coloring in, it does show a little bit strongly. However, if you do write over anything that you erased, it does not show up. So if you're taking notes or something, that these will still work really well. So next up we have the smudge test. So immediately it did smudge a little bit, but after 5 seconds of waiting, it did not smudge, and with my left hand it did not smudge, and with water-based markers and water itself, it did smudge even after it was completely dry, like it was there for a while and it did still smudge, but it did not smudge underneath the alcohol. So since these smudged with the water, I decided to try these out as watercolor, because when things smudge with water, that tends to mean that you can use them as watercolor. So pretty much what I did is I just put these pens on some hard plastic. More specifically, I put these pens ink on the case of the pens that these came in, and I just scribbled a little bit on the case to get some ink down, and then I used my water brush to put the ink on the paper, and I blended this kind of rainbow gradient minus yellow. And it looked pretty cool, and pretty much it worked pretty well. The colors were actually very vibrant as watercolor, and they worked really well as watercolor. And the really cool thing about using these pens as watercolor is that these pens are still erasable. And I wanted to see if these would still erase even as watercolor, so that we could use these as erasable watercolors, so that if you ever wanted to make an art piece that you're just kind of using as practice, or that you know is not going to get hot, or is if it disappears then it won't really make that much of a difference to you, it's just something that you're doing for fun, you can erase and just kind of get used to watercolors and redo things that you may not have wanted there. Or maybe, you know, instead of using some like sticky tape or anything to make sure that it doesn't get watercolored. You can just erase it out because it's just a piece that you're doing for fun. And these erased really well after being used as watercolors. So not only were they super vibrant as colors, but they erased really well. So if you want to use these as watercolors, I definitely recommend doing that. You're just going to need some hard plastic, but it works super well, and I highly recommend using them as watercolor. It was so fun, and it was really interesting, and it was really cool that you could erase what you used as watercolor. So yeah. That's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. I make more videos like this on stationery, calligraphy, and art, and hit the bell to get notified every time I make a new video every Monday. And comment down below what you thought of these pens and what cool things you would do with these pens since they erase. And remember to check the description box below for more videos to watch while you wait for next week's video. I'm going to be making a comparison video of these with the Pilot Friction gel pens, so make sure to keep your eye out for that, and remember to have a happy Monday. Bye bye.